So what's happening today is we've got UK Armed Forces taking on the North of England select teams, both men and the women, which is a fantastic event for us. Last year we just had the men, this year we've got the men and the women turning up, and they're here representing Military versus Cancer to raise some funds to support our military personnel. So the charity was founded because I lost 8 members of my family in a very short period of time. As everyone does, they turn to their family for help and support, but my family and friends and colleagues are all in the military. It just seems so obvious to turn to the military to help for support, and that's across all 3 services as well. So we don't always play very well, but on this occasion we play extremely well, and when we know it's just easy to pick up the phone or an email and contact someone in the RAF or someone in the Navy or the Army, and we talk very well, and that's the very reason that this has ever come around. So yeah, we're getting along very well and making this happen.
It's just brilliant to have the women on board this year. There's so many talented players in the North East, and it'll be brilliant to showcase that today. It's just brilliant to see so many top level players who should be playing at that top level playing here today in the North East across Bishop Auckland, West Park Leeds, Novocastrians. There's some excellent players, and you'll see that on show today. It's really important for us. The standard up here is brilliant, and it's a real shame we don't get to showcase this more often. I was involved a few years ago when there was an exhibition game here between Newcastle Falcons and Exeter before Exeter were able to go into the Prem, and you see Exeter absolutely flying now, and it'd be brilliant to see today to show to the rest of the country and the south of England what the girls up here have on offer.
It's a real privilege to be able to support the girls from a coaching point of view, and to be able to get the best players that we can at the moment that are available from the North East, get them together in a team and showcase what they can do.
So a lot of girls tend to go down south as well, especially after the MP Sharks folded up here. A lot of girls moved down south to like teams like Exeter, Trailfinders, even Saracens, and you know, it's difficult to see because there's so much talent up here and we could have an amazing team, but unfortunately we don't have that chance to show off and have that team together. So today's a great day to show those skills off. I've been lucky enough to obviously have the chance to play at Sale Sharks recently. A 2.5-hour drive is a long drive, obviously every single week, and I'm more than willing to do it because it's a great opportunity, but also it's just a lot to ask for a lot of girls.
If we can support them, if we can generate more Champ 1 clubs and more elite clubs up here in the North East, anywhere from West Park Leeds upwards, it's really going to make a difference to these young players' lives and their careers.
I think the idea is to try and get some training sessions and some friendly games over the coming 12 months. So this is a starting point for everybody to be able to have such a great opportunity with men's and women's game, raising money for a really important charity as Military versus Cancer. So it's really important that we get a big crowd here today, but it'll hopefully start the ball rolling. So get the girls together, make sure it fits in really well with the championship, with the university, so they're not being pulled in too many directions, and then get a couple of games in, and hopefully over the next couple of years, like I said, we'll be able to have a team back in the Premiership.
We know that most of the players that we're playing here should be playing in a Premiership team, and so we know that there are going to be a great quality of player, and the team as a whole is going to be a great standard, a very tough opposition, and they've got, like you say, they've got loads of pride, and they're going to want to show what they've got up here.
It's exciting. It's nerve-wracking, but it's exciting. But we've got such a cool opportunity to have players from different clubs, from different teams, and bring the best of the best together. So it's a challenge to be able to get one system, one way of playing, a set of calls together. But I've just said to the girls, they've just got to go out and believe in themselves and be themselves, because that's why they're here, is because they're awesome individual players and they've got the potential to be a really good team.
At the end of May, we had an inter-services competition, which was the RAF and the Navy and the Army all play against each other. But from that, then we were able to select a squad of 30 to come together to make up a combined team of all those players together. Definitely tough, mentally tough more than anything else probably. They know how to fight to the end, I know that for sure. They know what it takes to dig deep. They really know what it takes to work as a team and work together to get a final result. Definitely taking it on board, the fact that this is a charity event, and we want to make sure that we represent that and support it all the way.
pinnacle of military rugby, coming together as UK Armed Forces, obviously the RAF, Army and Navy all coming together. It's kind of our pinnacle of our end into our season. So we've competed in the inter-service championships all against each other, but we put these friendly rivalries aside and we all come together under the purple shirt today.
Oh, the whole part of team sport is essential to essential to military life. The shreds that the RFU hold so dear, very, very, very close to our own core values across the Army certainly, and the other services have very similar makeups too. And the opportunity to come and do that up in the north of England for a change is a real treat for us. Last year was slightly different in so much that it was a good warm-up opportunity before as I said, the International Defence Rugby Cup, which ran alongside the Rugby World Cup proper in France. This year's a little bit different in the fact that we haven't got anything to go through, so it's like a little mark in the sand. It's an opportunity to be a little bit more relaxed perhaps, and to really have a bit of fun and enjoy our rugby in a setting where there's no league points on the line, there's no real silver on the line, and there's no focus of a World Cup in a month or two as was last year. So, but for us it's a real chance to throw the ball around, nice sunny pitch, good track. Some quick players and hopefully try and turn them over this time.
Coming together as all three services, we want to really put on a show and show what kind of level that military rugby is actually played at. Again, great facilities at Kingston Park for us to be hosted at, and in terms of the charity Military vs Cancer, it's a great charity. We were fortunate enough to play here last year with them as the inaugural event, and I know they raised a lot of money and a lot of awareness, and probably more importantly actually managed to help some members of the crowd that were kind of approached the team afterwards, which was I think probably the biggest thing to come from it. Hopefully again we can raise the profile of the charity this year and help as many people as we can, as well as raising some money on the side. A lot of the boys play civilian rugby. The level of military rugby these days is very high, so we've got guys that are on professional contracts. Majority of lads will be on semi-professional contracts out in the civilian world. So as I say, when we come together as a kind of group of servicemen, we're actually playing rugby at quite a high level, and this is a great opportunity where we get to play civilian sides and actually show that as a collective. As a military kind of side, probably the Army, Navy and the Air Force, we don't generally come this far north to play rugby. However, we know how passionate the fans, the supporters and the players are about their rugby in the north, and it's a great opportunity for them to put on a show as well as it is us. So we know we're going to be matched by a side that's kind of got similar values, really want to put on a show for the audience and show what Northern Rugby is about.
There's lads from level 2, so in the championship, and there's lads down at level 7. The lads have given up their weekend to come and play. With the forefront of the minds is the military versus cancer. Obviously it's Armed Forces Week, Armed Forces Day, and we celebrate the Armed Forces, what they do for this country, but obviously the other bits and pieces of the military versus cancer is massive, because unfortunately there's a lot of people that are being affected by it up and down the country, and I know a lot of our boys, they all know family or friends that have been affected by cancer. It's been a big thing about Northern Rugby. It doesn't get much publicity, and to have something like this in the North East, the women's game will grow, obviously the men's game will grow. There's obviously some great clubs in the North East. Hopefully we'll just grow, and at the end of the day the results minimal. It's the grow of the game for the North East, the grow of the charity for military versus cancer, and hopefully years on years to come it will grow and grow and grow.
There's a real appetite for rugby, for sport in the north of England, and for us to be able to put it on, and really the crying shame that the girls aren't playing up here at the top level still. It's an opportunity to just show there are really good players up here, and keep an eye out for them. We're privileged to be invited to be involved in this. I spent a lot of years at Newcastle. It's just home from home for me, but I don't get here as much as I could at the moment, and so it's nice to be back and be able to go into the change room and might have a little wander onto the pitch later on and be part of the day again. It's quite a unique scenario. As my kids were growing up, my daughter was 4 when I retired, and she used to think normal was finishing a game of rugby or watching a game of rugby, then running around a pitch in front of 10,000 people. Well, it's not really normal, but actually to be able to step back into that life is quite nice.
Everyone's got a story to tell against cancer, and for us the opportunity to put on a fixture like this is huge. The money that comes behind it is obviously spectacular for the actual for the occasion. So it's an honour that we can all come together and actually be a part of it. the biggest occasion for all of us service, like all three services to combine, is an honour for all of us. I think all of us take that away after today as well, and long may it continue.